of their week. And feel free to chat with your boy in the chat below right here. And with that being said, enjoy the stream.
Now you're looking at the hottest thing on the planet today. This is the place to be. This is NXT.
Take us on this journey in the commentary booth. The opening match is for the U.S. Championship Tournament Finals as Eddie Guerrero takes on Chris Benoit. WWE is bringing back the United States Championship around this time as a SmackDown exclusive mid-card title to counter the Intercontinental Championship over on Raw. They had a big old tournament to decide who the first champion would be, and I love the final matchup in this bracket. Two longtime associates of Benoit and Guerrero. Guerrero's a very interesting case because at this point he has just turned heel, breaking up with his tag team partner Tajiri. They were the tag champions on SmackDown. Then Tajiri gets knocked off the apron, falls into Eddie's lowrider. Steve Austin, Harley Race, Sergeant Slaughter. Will these men? Which one of these men? Absolutely. Mr. McMahon seen backstage, smelling the roses. Here comes Stephanie, and she doesn't want to hear any of this claptrap or his fake concern over what happened to future Senate candidate Linda McMahon the previous week on Raw. Yes, folks, this took place during a very special time in Raw's history when Kane has just been unmasked. He's going cuckoo bananas. He's beating everyone up. Beats up Bischoff. He hits the tombstone pile driver on Linda McMahon. That's what brings out Shane McMahon, and that's what gives.
But he forgot to mention that he said JR on fire.
Their big feud goes
But whatever.
Anyway, Vince tells Stephanie he got her some flowers to make up for all the bad blood being there, and you think it's the roses, but psych, he actually got her his hand as he came instead. What a deal. So that great opening match, the technical match between Benoit and Guerrero for the New Year. Billy Kidman, way out of that is the previous champ going into this as well. And they deal with the young commentary in the world of for the past 10 months, talking about the history of the used to have in that. Three tag partners on these together. They were tag team champions as part of the Filthy Animals. Here's Michael Cole referenced the Filthy Animals as something I never would have expected. And also don't forget, they were the second ever WCW Cruiserweight Tag Team Champions. The challenges were off to a good start with a fast lead and set, but really set to the beat of the floor approximately 25 feet in the air. I love the big roll up and down in the roster. Kidman and Haas tagged in with a few play bomb and picked out Benjamin and Haas go for the trademark leapfrog jump with a warning. The 619 attack stopped as well. There was the big sip from the outside. Kidman with a big springboard shooting star on everyone. There you go. Air horn. Benjamin pulls Kidman with a steel ring post and gets his backboard cover for a while. We get the old referee over to the hot tag spot. Classic. Benjamin goes for a powerbomb, but we all know you don't powerbomb. Oh, wait, never mind. That won't work. But then Sean goes for another one, and we all know you don't powerbomb Kidman twice. Hot tag to Ray. He's flying all over the place. Really interesting moment watching this show where Ray's about to 619, and the second before he does, the crowd's just really quietly. I wonder if there was some weird choice in post-production putting in the Peacock logo, or if that was a very moment where a lot of the people in the audience like elevated their participation before the big move in the popular. If it's the latter of the two, that's pretty awesome. The match is won, but the referee was distracted. Kidman giving away, he shows Luke in the Haas. Burke and Rana also close to the kick out. Break up on Kelly's shoulder for the warning tag. Shelby comes down with a springboard takedown off his shoulders. Cover angle win. World Bears tag team with no chance. I give this one 4.5 stars out of 5. Another great match on the night. And this is the chemistry and the pace with these four guys was incredible. Top notch stuff. I think it's great that Kidman and Mysterio have this history in another company as a tag team. They're going to be brought back in a way for this pairing here against our World's Greatest Tag Team, and for them to stay so over and stay so popular and successful and work. Like, I love that. And so, yeah, these four guys did a great job, and this is a really, really fun tag team match. Great test for World's Greatest Tag Team as they're still kind of in that post-team angle phase and really getting themselves over in a big way. Cole and Taz do some banter between matches. At this point, Cole calling his fans the gold liners. Well, it has to be the first time, right? Up next, it's a no count-out cat fight as SmackDown GM Stephanie McMahon takes on Sable. Hey, remember how wild the storyline with Stephanie, Vince, and Trish Stratus was in 2001? Well, here's the entire angle over again, basically, where now Sable is in Trish's place. And wow, 1999 Sable must think this is a trip. Yes, Vince has gone full evil incarnate by this point. Maybe partially possessed, we don't know, but he's definitely at one of his most sinister points here. He hired Sable to be Stephanie's assistant and openly cavorts with her, not even hiding like he was with Trish back in the day. Stephanie has a problem with this. She and Sable have come to blows, and Vince is like, I'm evil, so he makes her wrestle Sable. We even get kind of a spiritual successor to the infamous slop scene from the Trish and Stephanie rivalry in 2001, where Trish beats up Steph and dumps into Mysterious and ground goop on her and everything. So we get kind of a repeat of that here in the skybox of an arena, where Stephanie sneaks in dressed as an attendant, pours wine on Sable, gets her ass kicked and covered in food. The noise that Stephanie is making is ridiculous. But this time, Stephanie fights back. Boom! That's character development, baby. Chair, but the ref takes it away. Stephanie with a slap, continuing the assault. But baby, the fight begins at the outside with a big brawl. Steph is just beating the hell out of Sable early on. But the sound package is all good. Great that Kidman and the win. World's Greatest Tag Team remain champs. They give us like 4.5 stars out of 5. Another great match on the night. And this the chemistry and the pace with these four guys was incredible. Top-notch stuff. 3-4 as the Undertaker takes on a young John Cena. Old school versus new school, biker culture versus hip-hop culture. Who will win? It wasn't too long ago that a young John Cena debuted and earned the respect of the Undertaker, but that was then and this is now. Cena's a white rapper these days, and he demands respect. Calls himself one of the most respected veterans on SmackDown, while selling guns to anyone. The dead man saying sometimes people need to know the hard way. Some great promos by Cena and the Girls. There's rumors of great takes, cemetery, there's a kid on the grave, there's a rap and a flame. Very memorable stuff here. And probably some of the most iconic moments of John Cena's young career doing rap, very vivid imagery here. And I think it really helped propel John Cena's white rap at the time when he was every woman is Undertaker and being seen as a threat like this all the time. In his opening rap here, he rhymed pieces with pieces. Clever. It's very much the dead man in the early going here. But after a couple of minutes, Cena with a mouthful of water to distract for all of 2 seconds. Also, I just noticed that Cena and Jimmy Noble both wear having perfectly short. So this opportunity for a tag team. Taking his beating that hell out of Cena so far in this match. Hits the old school. Hey, I don't want to get to call it that here. A big old choke slam, the cover, and oh, don't scoop. Cena avoids the last ride. It hits a DDT. He undoes his turnbuckle pad. Taker throwing his head disguised as a icing-like stone circle. Cena wears Taker's easily exposed turnbuckle, throws him into the barricade, and back on top. Taker bleeding from the mouth. He's able to come back. Tombstone attack, a new attack, he gets a big, both men and slash in this point. Cena grabs his chin and lets Taker with the tongue-tongue, hits the FU and you get a kick out. Cena hitting those corner punches, leading to the last ride. The last ride. Taker wins. I give it 3.5 stars out of 5, and this match was way better than I thought it was going to be going in. I forgot how this was going to go, but seeing this young Cena, he's still pretty green around the gills, but he had a darn good match. He wanted to fight with the Undertaker. In fact, he looked so competitive and so really had to take it on the ropes near the end of this match. I think really did wonders for him. It was really good. I think this was a very good test for John Cena here. And, it's too bad we never got many more matches between them, if any. I mean, we still got none on pay-per-view after this. I think it's something for a tag team match that everyone in, but yeah, I mean, talking about a missed opportunity, the real John Cena Undertaker feud as elder statesman. We almost could have maybe got that in New Orleans a few years ago, but yeah, it's too bad we didn't get that because you didn't really work on something like this. Obviously, that was more of a fantasy booking on the online sphere, not in the real world. Folks, this next match is going to be wild, and Mr. McMahon takes on Zach Gowen. Yes, folks, Gowen is WWE's. Mr. McMahon takes on Zach Gowen. Yes, folks, Gowen is Gowen. Yes, folks, Gowen. Kurt Angle and the Big Show. Kurt Angle has come back from neck surgery after somehow getting through his match with Brock at WrestleMania 19. He is wrestling again in June after his quite revolutionary neck surgery. Babyface has got respect for Lesnar and thanks him for being a friend of England's. They're buds together, they're drinking milk together, and they're doing competitions like push-ups and whatnot. It's just a big friendly rivalry, big gamesmanship with these two athletes. By the way, Brock's little babyface here, sort of conquering hero after his big win at WrestleMania 19. And hey, to show you how much they're investing in his babyface, get a load of this new nickname that's over there. The Manster. So Kurt wants get a load of this new nickname that's over there. The Manster. Yeah. So Kurt wants one more shot at it. Gold, Brock wants to give it to him, but that old Big Show wants the title shot as well. They're really pushing him as a threat. He's beating O2 Only in Lesnar to start off on the show early, but he chokes him out. If he chokes him on Lesnar right away, Kurt goes to the gym and the show gets him with as Taz puts it in the basket. Lesnar throwing himself the show, but
it's a lot cheaper than that because if not, she'd be left behind. Corey, no one is saying Nina Yim is resting on her laurels. I mean, this is a matter where the change of her style completely after suffering a broken leg between the first and second Mania Classic.
Building your business online? Go to Wix.com and get your site up and running.
These sites are the moment that he arrives. Here we go, march on back to Local. His beautiful wife, Charmel, accompanies him to the ring. We've seen this before, guys. In the past several weeks, we have seen an incredible development and advancement in the career of Kaz. I think his confidence really picked up, victorious in the fight to the right. Yes, he won the ladder match over Christian Cage, saying so close against Kurt Angle in the world title match, and now he's
Unbelievable situation we have
It's
here.
so easy to stay in touch with your superstars 24/7 or live via social media. That's including WWE's own Facebook page.
Oh, he did. And then he breaks up sometime Eric, the guy that he knows this crowd will be behind no matter what.
Consider that Eric Young has already competed here tonight at Turning Point. Every brutal physical match. In that locker room, stood up with their hands at the X Division wrestlers. For the other stars, obviously, as Samoa Joe said, to join him and be his tag team partner. Eric Young is the man.
Not what you were looking for.
Here's a counter. Here to the she's starting to persona and a respected mixed martial arts background. Matt Riddle is here to fight. Riddle, he found his victory in NXT history. 6 seconds. Making his way to the ring from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at 216 pounds. The Riddle first before becoming terrific fan with every look at anime. Only been in this business since 2015. In his career so far, and here's the ring. This isn't even his final form. This isn't even possible. The premier athlete. A highlight of 205 Live is here on NXT. Come on in. Yeah, let's show you something. This right here. This is why I'm the premier athlete. Let me show you something else. Let's count it all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 reasons why I'm the premier athlete. 8 reasons why I'm playing for each and every one of you. Tell you that these superstars are very excited at the opportunity to do their back. It's totally you, especially for that. This is going to be great. With the ring in the bell, the laid back original bro, Matt Riddle was able to turn a vicious take no prisoners assignment. And then there's the premier athlete, Tony Nese, who's really come into his own lately, has become more confident in himself, and that confidence has paid dividends in the ring. Yeah, I didn't know it was even possible for Nese to become more confident in himself, but he proved that it was, and you're right, it's only made him better. This could mean trouble. Bama slam! And this Nese showing some agility. How thunderous power. How impressive is that reversal? Ooh, just relentless. Major. I don't know what he has planned out here, but he must be mindful of the referee's count. 2. And Tony Nese exploiting the opening. Nese is so smart. Yeah, another count. It's like they both saw one step ahead of each other. Good trial. The damage he's taken is starting to pile up. Taking on some offense, we expected as much. Producing a trampling. Look at this raw power. Mic drop. 8. That was a close one, Byron. And in the face.
And his knees showing some agility. Exploder suplex. Ooh, tough with the suplex. Big reversal. Look, it's another reversal. Look at the suplex. He took two damage already. He had to be prepared to take some damage. He's in full control now. Slam Alabama style. For a series of strikes, the Olympic striker in the game. Big move coming. Big slam. And his knees show some agility. Wow, what a counter. Triple kick. He's looking a little worried now. Things are not looking good for him right now. He stopped his opponent from all the way from the top rope. Oh, man, right to the upper extend your elbow. And off. He's got the shoulders down. I can't believe he's hit this. He's not giving up that easy. He's looking a little stuck right now. The universally fair in-ring veteran Bobby Fish has tipped his greatest combat art. And we're here in Orlando, a breeding ground for many of the WWE's top superstars, thanks to the Performance Center. Breeding ground for great commentators, too. And Saxton, I don't know how Straight punch. Let's go slam. He missed seeing the moment that time. That's where it was. And look at the quickness by Montez Ford. Attack in the midsection. Pirates got the sleeper locked in. The sleeper hold is locked in. This could be it. Color be surprised, Michael. He goes for the cover. Finding body vision tenacity here. Big body drop. One elevation. I've had enough. I'll make them say they'll never take another drop of blood. Staying strong. Over and over. So here we go. Suplex. And the instant for finish. I've had enough. I'll make them say they'll never take another drop of blood. And look at the quickness of Montez Ford. What's up? And will this be it? Music up here enough to get the pin yet. Gonna take more than that. Devastating kick. Oh, Montez Ford turned his ankles. Definitely not where you want to be right now. It's a lucky point for Bobby Fischer. He wants the finish for this match. That changing crap. This is going to have to be on his veteran experience right now. I agree with you, brother. Going up top. He's trying again. And the instant finish. This ball is so quick. Nice right, Fischer. Will he be victorious?
If you need to work, remember you can make your job one click simple.
I don't like the look in his eye here, folks. From the top. He can finish the bottom right here. He keeps kicking out. Right now, I just don't know what it's going to take.
Irish maneuver that works next out to Ryan O'Brien again. And the instant finish on this glacial quick. And look at the quickness from Montana's goal. Finds a way to reverse. Montana is playing magnificently. He gets it there. You got him.
Of the remote control of his own arse. It would make sense. Okay, I'm lying. It never makes sense to shove something up your own butt, unless that's what you enjoy, in which case, it's more power to you. I think that was for real porn. Oh, yeah, she got spit on. That's not funny. I think it was porn. Definitely porn. My penis is hard. Definitely porn. Oh.
Put it on the lid. No, the lid. The lid.
I got 5 pieces of candy. I got a chocolate bar. I got a quarter.
Mega faggot.
But this husband has come home to find his wife with another man.
I saw this whole fucking video. It was hilarious. What the fuck was that? Message for little boy.
This is my own private domicile. I will not be harassed. Bitch.
Sometimes a little comic relief is the best way to deliver a serious message.
What would you do if there was a child right in front of you?
It ends tonight, Batman. Or should I say, butthead?
God damn, that is. God damn, that's funny. Yeah, figure it right.
And the daisies on the line. For my hands to play my song.
How it feels to chew 5 gum. Chew 5 gum.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Great. You look pretty good.
That's pretty good.
damn.
Who reminded them the right tire changes everything.
Now only power died.
Begin to describe the
Yes, squeeze that man as hard as you can. Don't hold back. Don't hold back.
Take a closer look at that snow.
You are my dad. You're my dad. Boogie, boogie, boogie.
Definitely a fan favorite.
God, shit. Oh my God. This dude who made wacky waving playable, whatever the fuck his name is. This funny. What the fuck?
Number 9.
It's normalized and fully functional.
Hillary is so. I've had to make that argument as somebody before. You know, it may be small, but it's thin, and that is why I think I need this surgery. So if I could get it, just pay for it with food stamps, or just get it for the low price of free, then I could, be invited out on a second date for a chance. And that'd be like my whole dating profile. I should totally do that. That'd be funny.
The prophecy is true.
He went against the stairs here and figured the new video, which so much people
You fucking gay.
Are you going to finish that croissant?
What the fuck? What the fuck? Allah Akbar!
What does that mean? It means if you can hit it on this sweet spot, you can score it out of the park.
Way to do it. Yeah, well, see, you should be good at this. You have the perfect mouth for it.
Yeah, hold it right there, Doodle. I brought you into this world, and now I'm gonna take you out. Any last words? I'm sorry, love it.
Mom, you don't understand. I need your credit card information. There are 40 single women in my area that need to be fucked.
Oh my God, I remember this. The dude who shoved the remote controller up his own arse. It would make sense. Okay, I'm lying. It never makes sense to shove something up your own butt. Unless that's what you enjoy, in which case, more power to you. But if that's not what you're into, then why would you shove?
Para toda mi gente mexicana, todos mis latinos, es hora de cambio. Ha llegado el momento de la batalla, de la guerra.
you want to grow your YouTube channel? Do you want to earn more views, more subscribers, or watch time?
Now that Dominic Mysterio is here, we'll be taking even more looks at some possible theories involving him. We'll also take a look at the Women's Tag Team Championships and much more. Let's start things off with Dominic Mysterio. When we last discussed Dominic's heel turn, we went over all the events that led to that very moment at Clash of the Castle. There's so many weeks of Dominic being pushed aside by his father, Rey Mysterio, and having his father constantly taking the enemy's side over his own son's side every single time. All that on top of everything else Dominic was frustrated about just built up to that big moment. But now that he's here, what other directions could he possibly go in? We previously went over the idea of Dominic joining the Judgment Day because they loved what he did. Maybe they can try to recruit him. But what if Dominic stayed solo? What could happen here? Well, the most popular topic for when it comes to Dominic has always been the idea of him wearing a mask in the ring. Is it going to eventually happen or not? Rey Mysterio sees the idea that Dominic would wear a mask in the future several times, but that they just didn't know when it would happen. The obvious fan guess and theory was that when Rey Mysterio retires, he would take the mask off and literally put it onto Dominic's hands to continue to wear and keep the family legacy going for possibly another 20 plus years. And that was a good theory. Dominic would finally get the mask after his father retires, and now his father would find him worthy enough of wearing the mask after everything he's done over the last few years. That direction is sort of impossible now because of Dominic's heel turn. The heel turn basically scratches that passing down with the mask theory right out. A much more darker theory for Dominic getting the mask was one that we talked about a while back, and that one is still possible. This theory was the idea of Dominic turning heel on Rey Mysterio, defeating Rey in a singles match, and then forcefully ripping and taking the mask right off Rey's head. So instead of it being passed down peacefully through Rey's retirement, Dominic would instead be basically stealing it from his father and wearing it right away as a way to attract even more heel heat for his heel character. So that theory is still technically on the table. Dominic would take out his father during the match, and maybe he comes to the realization there that after pinning, he should be the one representing the family legacy, and how he maybe doesn't view Rey as being worthy enough to wear the mask. It's sort of like a prince and an old king. There probably comes a day where the prince just thinks he'll do a better job as the new king. And maybe that's sort of the mentality that heel Dominic could have towards his father. Maybe he does feel like Rey was holding him back this entire time. How he believes that Rey's best days are behind him. And how he wants to lead the family legacy into the future. That's definitely a great possibility. Or on the flip side, maybe Dominic wants nothing to do with his family. Maybe he's just so tired of being known as Rey Mysterio's son that he just fully wants to stay away from the family mask. Maybe he'll come up with his own mask design if that's the direction he'll go in. So that may be some great directions to take heel Dominic in. It's obviously way too early to tell when we actually might see that Dominic Mysterio versus Rey Mysterio match. Maybe it'll happen at an upcoming event, or maybe they'll hold that off until WrestleMania. A father versus son match of this caliber would most definitely be big enough for a spot at WrestleMania. And if the plan is to keep Dominic growing as a heel in the future, then what better way to make it happen than by having him retire his own father through a beatdown of the match and forcefully stealing the family mask. That sounds like a great way to get fans to fully go against Dominic for tarnishing his father and his legacy in that sort of fashion. So it definitely is interesting.
I can definitely see that happening.
Everyone was waiting for heel Dominic, and he's finally here. So hopefully we do get to see some great things from this new heel version and persona for Dominic. Let's take a quick look at everything going on with Toxic Attraction and the Women's Tag Team Tournament. Mandy Rose made history by unifying the NXT Women's titles with the NXT Women's title, the first ever superstar to hold both of these titles at the same time. So the legacy of Mandy Rose and this great run that she's on just continues to grow. But for her other faction members, JC and Gigi, things are slowly coming back on track again. When Nikita and Zoe couldn't compete in the tournament, Gigi and JC were called up to SmackDown as a last-second replacement and won that tournament match. But as it turned out, Gigi was reportedly concussed during that match, and they were forced to be removed from the tournament. If Gigi and JC stayed in the tournament, chances are that the finals could have been a huge matchup of Toxic Attraction versus Damage Control. But that unfortunately didn't happen. And we've been talking about all this storyline drama with the women's tag team titles. Aaliyah and Raquel didn't pin the legal competitor. Damage Control was fraud. Sasha and Naomi never lost their titles. And now, Toxic Attraction probably feels like they're owed an opportunity as well for the titles. But reports also claim that there was never any indication to call Toxic Attraction up this soon. That was simply just an emergency backup plan when they showed up on SmackDown. So there is a bit of confusion there right now. Are Gigi and JC going to remain in NXT again? Or will they be coming over to the main roster without Mandy Rose for now? Gigi and JC also recently hinted at the idea of unifying the women's tag team titles, which also was an interesting idea. The Toxic Attraction leader, Mandy Rose, is now a unified champion. So similar to what we saw with the Bloodline, does that motivate Gigi and JC to go out there and try to unify some pairs of the tag team titles themselves? Could all Toxic Attraction members be holding double titles in the near future? It was a very interesting tease by Toxic Attraction. And with the rumors that the WWE draft isn't happening until after WrestleMania 39, maybe Toxic Attraction does have a few more months together in NXT. The scene right there with the main roster women's tag team titles is pretty up with some teams, drama, and story. So maybe WWE could afford to hold off on Toxic Attraction full call-up for now, especially if Sasha and Naomi will return soon. Maybe you can let those returns rock out for a bit and then call Toxic Attraction back up once things start to settle down again in the women's tag team division. Toxic Attraction will have a great storyline reason to come after the titles when they eventually come back up to the main roster. They picked up a win and were well on their way to reaching the finals. So maybe they feel like they were robbed too and didn't have a fair shot to continue advancing through the bracket. So that'll probably be their argument when we see them once again on the main roster. So we'll have to pay attention to that situation. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.
So I hope you enjoyed today's stream / broadcast. Then make sure to like and follow me on YouNow for more streams and broadcasts just like this one. And as always, Daryl Keyford out, and I'll see all of you later.